Hello, it's Rico Caviglia, America's healthy aging trainer and creator of the Ageless Living Lifestyle. Today's wellness training video is entitled My Top 10 Health and Longevity Tips. Now, if you're like me, you really would like to avoid disease and old age and live a long, healthy, and energetic, and vital, and productive, successful, happy life, right? Yes, of course you would. Well, you know what though? Science now tells us that our genetic potential is to stay healthy until age 125. That should be our lifespan, but yet in America we know our life expectancy is only about 80. So that means most people are not doing so well. They're missing out on about 45 years of living, and we also know that America is now one of the most unhealthiest countries. So that's why I developed what I call the Ageless Living Lifestyle. And these 10 health and longevity tips are really the essence of my Ageless Living Lifestyle wellness system. So if you're really sincere, you really do want to live longer and healthier and really live a productive, engaged life, pay close attention, because this is really the right stuff. This is what you really need to know. So we're going to go through these 10 kind of quickly. So pay close attention, maybe take some notes. So I'm excited. Are you excited to see what they are? All right, let's get going. Here's the first one, most important one. Number one is believe. Now you have to believe that you can stay healthy and that you don't have to get old. Remember, old is just the state of your mind and the state of your body, and those are both choices. We have to age, but you don't have to get old in the process. We can stay healthy. So that's the very first thing. I hope you're familiar with the most important life lesson that we need to learn is that our beliefs and our thoughts are creating our actions that we take, so they're actually creating our reality. Our beliefs are creating our reality. So once you understand that, then you realize that quite often we have limiting beliefs that are holding us back. And I'm sure you've probably heard Henry Ford's famous saying, whether you believe you can do something or you can't, you're right. So that's the first thing. You have to believe that you can stay healthy all of your life and live a long, healthy life. And I'm here to tell you that I believe that we can, and this is the system for doing it. So that's the most important thing. First of all, make up your mind, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay healthy and energetic all my life, and this is how you're going to do it. So that's number one. Number two, this is the one I like the most, and this is actually the second most important of all. This is going to kind of surprise you. This one is called fun. Fun, yes. Not too long ago they did a nice survey of centenarians. That's people who lived to be 100 and were still fairly healthy and could communicate really well still. And so they asked them a whole bunch of questions. Why do you think that you lived this long and stayed pretty healthy? And there was one answer that almost 99 out of 100 had. And you know what that was? That's it. Fun. Hey, they had fun. They enjoyed their life. That's one of the most important things for good health, is to have fun. When I speak to groups, I quite often like to ask people, raise your hand if you're having a lot of fun in your life. And there's a lot of people who don't raise their hand. We've kind of gotten into this stressed, fast-paced society that people get so serious and so stressed out that they don't even know what fun is anymore. So it's so important to, you ask yourself that question. If you're not having a lot of fun, you better slow down and say, hey, why am I not? What can I do to have more fun? Life's not supposed to be a struggle. Yeah, we have challenges, we're here to learn, to have these lessons, but we need to have fun along the way, or what's the purpose of it? So the next ones here are going to show you how to help you to do that. All right, number three. Number three is called slow down. Somehow we got into this fast-paced, rush society. And everybody if you talk to, they're so busy, right? Everybody's busy. Oh, I haven't got enough time. I wish I had more time. I don't have time to do everything I want to do. Well, you know what? When you actually have those thoughts, you're actually speeding up your biological clock. You're actually aging yourself when you're feeling like you're rushed all the time and that you don't have enough time and things are just, you're in a big hurry all the time. So, I like the old wise sayings, the old saying of slow down and smell the roses. It's so important. It's so important, as a matter of fact, I actually wrote a song called Slow Down, and we recorded it with my band. I did it for myself, but if you'd like to listen to that song, send me an email at my website here, agelesslivinglifestyle.com, and I'll send you a link. You can listen to my song Slow Down. Maybe it'll help you to slow down. It's one of the best things we can do to extend our life. Now, number four goes right along with that. It's stress. You've got to reduce stress. Again, somehow we got into this society of, again, like I said, just rushing, and everybody's feeling stressed out, right? all of our technological advances are great, but it's really questionable if they've really improved the quality of our life. Yeah, we can accomplish so much more, but it makes everybody feel like they have to all the time, right? You're always on your phone, you're always on your computer, you got to do this, got to do that. It creates so much stress. And we also now know that what manifests itself in our physical bodies, any kind of illness or disease, begins in our mental, emotional state. So if you're feeling stressed all the time, you're really stressing out your adrenal glands, you're putting a lot of stress on your immune system, and eventually you're going to break down, you're going to get sick. So you've really got to learn how to de-stress yourself and slow down, learn to do some meditation, do some yoga, breathing, take more time for relaxation and reduce the stress. You know, it's like that, the best title of a book that ever's been, in my opinion, I wish I would have thought of it, it's Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. Good advice. Number 5. Number 5 is detox. Now, I'm sure you probably heard that. It's kind of a big buzzword these days, but it's so important. Again, we live in such a polluted environment. We get toxins from chemicals in the air, in our water, in our food. Toxins are built up in our body just from regular metabolic functions that we go through every day. So it's so important to get rid of all these toxins, but we're increasingly exposed to more and more all the time. So it's putting an overload on our liver and kidneys, and we can't get rid of all that stuff. So toxins are building up in your system, and again, they put a lot of stress on your immune system, and pretty soon your body breaks down again and you get sick. So it's so important to do a really healthy detox. So I really recommend, it's a kind of important thing to know how to do it correctly. So I recommend you talk with your doctor. Hopefully you have a holistic integrative medicine doctor or a naturopathic doctor that really knows how to do a safe detoxification program, because it depends on your current state of health how you go about this, you know. And now we do have a really easy and effective 21-day detoxification program on my website again, agelesslivinglifestyle.com. You can go there and check that one out as well. But it's probably best to first consult with your healthy healthcare practitioner. So it's so important to detox your body. And also, toxic thoughts are another problem that we have that contaminate our life as well. So anytime you're having any kind of toxic thoughts, you know, like anytime you're angry or you're complaining or you're blaming other things for going on, those are really creating a lot of stress in your body and making you ill as well. So you got to get rid of those as well. All right, down to number 6. Number 6 is you got to eat real food. You know, my very first book I wrote way back in the 90s was called Real Food, Real Fast. It was called Real Food, Real Fast. And it's all about how to eat real food and then also how to make healthy fast food. And real food is real simple. Real food is organic fruits and vegetables and whole grains and nuts and seeds, and then some healthy animal products that are raised naturally out of a cage, not given any hormones, and are raised naturally, can also be healthy for you. So it's really important. Today, our food, most processed foods and packaged foods and fast junk foods are so toxic that they're really creating this epidemic that we have in our body today. So you've got to get you've got to get all this junk food out of your diet. You've got to eat real food. Now, if you want to learn more about real food and how to make healthy fast food, again, you can go to my website and check out my book, Real Food, Real Fast. Now, I also have a new updated version that has added 100 healthy and mostly raw recipes. You can check that out as well. Okay, very good. Number 7. It's called move. You gotta move your body. You gotta move your body on a regular basis. Our bodies are all about circulation and moving nutrients and things that we need to live throughout our body, and then getting rid of the waste products. A good analogy is, if you see a river, a healthy river that's roaring, running, moving downstream, it's got a lot of energy and it's moving, but if some of that water splashes out onto the bank and it's just a puddle there, what happens to that puddle? It doesn't move anymore. It just deteriorates and it becomes stagnant and it dies. Well, that's what happens to you if you don't move. You know, you got to get up and move. You don't have to do any extreme exercise, but you got to move your body on a regular basis. Now, in this video, I don't have time to talk about all those, what the best exercises are, but again, if you go to my website, I have another ebook there. All these books, these ebooks are only like $7. Real Fit, Real Fast. I'll tell you all about how you need to do a safe and effective exercise program. All right, and you'll learn how to do what I call functional fitness. So you got to move your body. Number 8. is medicine. You know, we have it turned around in this country. What's now known as called alternative medicine, natural ways to help your body to heal itself. It's called alternative by the mainstream medicine, who just put that out there so they can keep their place and keep brainwashing people to think that they need their system. See, our allopathic medical system is great when you have an acute situation. If you get into an accident and you're bleeding or your bones are broken, they're fantastic. They can save your life, put you back together. But for most chronic illnesses that people go to see these doctors for, you know, for diabetes and obesity and cancer and heart disease and arthritis, their treatments are not only mostly ineffective, they're downright dangerous. Did you know now that it's commonly known that the treatment you get in hospitals, wrong drugs, overdoses, infections that you get, surgeries that go wrong, is the third leading cause of death. It's a third leading cause of death. So you got to be careful. My advice is stay away from the hospital unless it's absolutely a life-saving emergency. So you got to get into and we're moving towards more natural energy type medicine. So I think that's what you really need to know. So be careful about taking any prescription drugs unless it's absolutely life-threatening situation you have. Okay, we're down to number 9. And number 9 is to learn. You've got to keep using your brain. You've got to keep learning all your life. You know, it used to be thought that we had only a certain amount of brain cells at birth, and as they wore out and we used them up, our brain was getting weaker and weaker as we got older. But now we know it's not true. There's a new science called neuroplasticity. We know that by stimulating our brain, using our brain to learn, like learn languages, play music, just keep learning, you actually can create new brain cells and new brain neurons, and you can actually make your brain stronger as you age. So keep learning. It's so important. Don't retire from life. Use your brain. Be more creative. Okay, and the last one, number 10, it's of course, you got to have a plan. You know, you can go through all these things and say, okay, yeah, I'm going to do some of this stuff. I understand this. I'm going to do this. But if you don't have a written plan, a system for doing it, it's probably not going to happen. So that's why I created what I call the ageless living lifestyle. It's a complete mind, body, and spiritual system of proven strategies that will give you the best opportunity to avoid disease and old age and live a healthy, energetic, fun, productive life. So I really recommend you go to my website, agelessliving.lifestyle.com, and check it all out. And I think you'll be glad that you did. So, but now the last thing I want to tell you is remember, knowledge without action is useless. Okay? So you need to take action on what you learned here today. Otherwise, it's not going to do you any good. So that's it. So thank you very much for watching. And always remember, be bold, never be old.